Searching for spirit in the skies. Sometimes it's a hit and miss affair, but this particular cloud base is favourable. It's a balance between the blue of the sky and the colour grey and the whites of the clouds. The cumulus clouds, you cannot find anything if the cloud base is dense and there is no blue beyond that. You have to wait while the clouds break up and get this favourable cloud formations that are above us. Certain times within our lives where we have an importance, like an anniversary, a birth or a death, or a wedding, you suddenly find that there's a possibility of a better chance of taking a shot of the clouds with a cloud base like this, and more or less guaranteed that you're going to catch something. What it is on Earth is that the important understandings to us, as I said, anniversaries, births, deaths, weddings, is also important to what's above our heads. They come on our behalf and they are looking down upon us. We can't see them physically unless you've trained your eye to focus on a particular aspect of the sky and then zoom in. I'm afraid with an action camera you can't zoom, well, I can't zoom on this one, so I have no chance to be able to focus on one particular aspect of an area of the clouds. It's impossible. What I need is a camera that can zoom in several thousand feet, and sometimes if the cloud is moving, as I said before, you've got to just take the shutters and hope for the best, because the cloud will literally cover anything or any individual spirit that is there. What you have to learn is that days like today, the air is still-ish and the clouds are relatively stable. That gives you a better chance to be able to find something that's up in heaven, above your heads, and hopefully that when you look at your images that you have taken, you will find something. Sometimes the eyes cannot see, but the camera never lies. And sometimes your eyes can see and you are drawn to it. In that case, if you have the chance to get out a mobile phone or any particular camera with the zoom lens, you stand a chance of being able to draw the image closer to you and then put it on the computer, and then start to enhance it by altering the contrast, the shadows, the lights, and sharpening and cropping, and then you've got your image. At the moment everything is relatively still, but at the moment I'm not particularly chasing spirit. All I'm doing is a bit of testing of this camera. World of make-believe that's not really make-believe, it's true, believe me. Spirit is up there. As I've said, this is heaven's base. We're here for a purpose of learning, and we're insignificant compared to the spirit realm. It's like looking in a microscope, and we are the ones under the microscope. But what we have to learn to understand is that we must keep this link back to our home base. Now, I don't say that you can come out every day and take pictures and actually get something. What you have to do is to learn to focus on any particular part of the sky, and eventually something will draw you to a certain area. Sometimes it's just pure luck, and sometimes it's not. If there's something going on that's important around you, like an anniversary of a death, a wedding, a birthday, some sort of party atmosphere, you can guarantee that if you're out with cloud bases like this, something is going to be spotted, something is going to be found. It's because this party atmosphere seems to draw spirit. It's not that they're just up there living their lives waiting for their next spot to return to Earth. It's that they are still linked with us. Whatever is important to us is important to them. So we must learn to stay connected, stay true, and keep that belief system strong. Welcome to my channel. One of the things I'm going to talk about today is about the photographs that I take, or images of the sky. So many people don't believe that right above your heads is your home base, heaven, and they cannot see or can't comprehend how to see the things that are up there. Now, in order to take pictures of the heavenly realm and actually see something, you cannot just point and shoot. You will be lucky if you do, and there may be a reason behind you being lucky, but in this case you have to have an understanding or a belief system, as I've said before, that life exists beyond the life we live, and you have to work on what I consider, and many other people, mediums and clairvoyants, you work on a 50-50 basis. You put in your work and they will put in theirs. You can't just hope and expect returns when you're not prepared to put in the work. Now in my case, putting in the work is being clairvoyant, clairsentience, clairaudient, whatever each individual is. In my case, I'm mostly clairaudient. The kind of work I do is I've got this understanding where I'm guided in order to take images. Right, as I was saying, that in those days when I had a better camera, the sharpness and clarity that camera had was a lot better than the mobile phone, which I now use. You can take pictures of the heavenly realm, but remembering that it's quite some distance up there. And some of the tips and tricks I can tell you are zooming, pointing the camera or pointing your mobile phone at the sky and zooming within reason, and taking several shots all over the place, but only when there are certain types of cloud formations. If you get blanket cloud, you're not going to get anything, because the sky is simply blocked out, especially when the rains come. The other thing is that you take that image and put it onto a computer, and then you have to have the software in order to be able to zoom in again. And you find that once you're working with that image, there's only a certain amount of zoom you can do again on top of the camera's zoom before you lose clarity of that image. It's a bit like a newspaper print. There are too many pixels. First you have to work at ridding your image of the pixels and the graininess, and try to smooth out the image. Then you have to try to find what it is that you're looking for, or what you found on the image, and then isolate a particular individual and try to zoom in a little bit more if you can, or zoom out. You then have to enhance that image by using shadows and light highlights, because sometimes a little bit of shadow, or even changing to black and white, you may find a different feel of the image. And once you've found that best option for that particular image, you can then try to enhance it a little bit more, and like I do, put it and save it ready for the video or the YouTube vlog that I'm doing. And it can be quite time consuming. Getting rid of the graininess is a nuisance on some of the images from the pictures of a mobile phone, or should I say from the pictures taken by a mobile phone. But it's just trial and error. The other thing I don't know if I've already mentioned it, you cannot just willy-nilly go around taking pictures of the sky and assume you're going to get something interesting. You will be very lucky to do that, and maybe there's a reason why you will be lucky if it happens. You have to put in the work by understanding the belief system, and in my case, being clairvoyant and working for many years, or as being a sensitive, you get to knowing this gut instinct where you're supposed to take your shots. Now, In one case, as I was working on a Scottish island, I pointed my camera at all kinds of things that I was interested in taking a picture, and then I decided to take a photograph of the sky, only to find that a really loud voice suddenly came and said to me, "The image you want to be taking is behind you." I then turned the camera around, and you have seconds when you're pointing the camera at an ever-moving, ever-changing sky. You have seconds. You don't have time to start working about depth of field and about focusing and zooming to a certain distance, and then you have to work out your shutter speeds. There's no time in some cases, because the camera is just needed to just take the damn shot and hope for the best, because within seconds it's too late. If you'd spend your time working on your calculations of a particular distance, it's gone. You've missed it. So you just point and shoot and hope for the best. And in a lot of cases, my images I've hit lucky, and in some cases they're just too blurry to use. But you can use your software on your computer to try to enhance what you've taken. Now here's a shot that I took whilst I was on the island, or one of the islands of Scotland. See what you think. Some people may not see anything, but if you train your mind and you believe in the hereafter, it will be given to you. Here's the shot. Hi. To wind up this latest video, I was actually wondering, out of the number of people that see the video and see the images that I put out, can comprehend each particular image and can actually see what I've found on the images and highlighted for your benefit. I'm wondering what percentage of people take on everything and what percentage of people do not see anything, or maybe see something different. What I have learned in my past, that there are people who can see everything that I see, and there are those who don't see nothing at all, and there are those who can see something totally different. I understand that as different spiritual development that every single person on earth is going through, and I'm hoping through the videos that I'm putting out that yourselves will take on board what I've got and keep that ball rolling, and that you will strive to look for yourself, but not while you're driving, and try to see what is actually up there. There are a number of people who put images on Facebook and other social media of things they think they've caught, they're at a different kind of, or a different level of development. As you progress with your development, you get to understand what is going on. Especially yesterday was a special day, and you also get to understand things that are happening spiritually around the world. You start to get clues by looking up into the skies when you are pulled spiritually to actually take a note of what is up there and look around. It's like an influence that you are pulled to look around and see things. You feel that there's something you should be looking at. Now when you develop your spiritual understanding and the kind of work that I do, you start to turn around and you're automatically in the zone, so to speak. You pull out the camera and you start taking images. Where I'm concerned, I start taking my images on things that I'm being pulled to take. Sometimes I don't see it immediately, but now what's happening is that I'm beginning to see through my development the things before I actually take the picture. So what I do say is that if you keep the development going and your belief system going, this will hone your own skills and take you to another level. And hopefully you'll start passing on your knowledge, your understanding, and learn to believe stronger than you used to do. And hopefully pass on your knowledge to others, and they too will benefit from your wisdom. Meanwhile, I'll keep putting out the videos, because the more I work at it, the more I'm given, and that's what will happen to you. Keep trying.